Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual constellations in the sky, known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so today we are still in the disseminating phase of the lunar cycle, which means we are coming down from that full moon last Thursday. And so the disseminating phase is essentially that. It's about taking the insight that we had maybe last Thursday, last weekend, and now starting to incorporate it into our life. And I think we do have some support to do that, right? The sun and moon are in trine, which is a supportive aspect, suggesting a bit of flow, a bit of harmony, and really momentum to what is still an energetic time from that full moon, with still insight and still a bit of that energy to implement these things. All right, so that's the backdrop. In terms of the placements, the moon is in Virgo here today. So, Virgo is very analytical, very detail-oriented, so we could certainly be feeling this way here today. I think with that, it does make it a great day for working on things, organizing things, whether it's your work, quite literally, maybe it's your routine, maybe it's around the home, organizing things there. But what I most fundamentally like to point out about Virgo is the things that we do have control over, because Virgo is all about control, right? It's about organizing, detailing, and really striving for that improvement. So the things we do have control over essentially is ourselves, in our actions and how we respond to things. And so that's why when the moon's in Virgo, it's so good to be focused on personal growth, personal development, and anything that does require that. So it could be a routine, could be work, developing your craft at work perhaps. Helping others improve is always really good with Virgo. And finding solutions to problems, just seeing where things can be embittered in our lives. All right, so that's going to be our feelings with that emotional, analytical, kind of pragmatic, grounded energy. The moon is still in fiery Sagittarius. So still great to be focused on the big picture. And whether it's future things, open-mindedness can be really good. Whether it's about philosophy, spirituality, about your personal future, things like this is a great source of energy with the sun. All right, so with the aspects here today, we do have a sort of shifting day. We had the conjunction with Mars and Chiron yesterday, which we will still be feeling quite strong. I'll talk about that. But we are shifting into Mars squaring up to Saturn. All right, so that square that Saturn and Chiron have had, now Mars is right in between this sort of pivotal shift. So this will be for the rest of the week, having more to do with a bit of patience. But let's talk about this conjunction with Chiron. So from yesterday, I think today there might be a bit of refreshment, a bit of rejuvenation from maybe some healing that has been taking place. Now it is subtle, it does take time for this. It's a very slow moving planet. Mars, 2.5-year cycle, starting a new beginning with healing, with particularly healing our own wants and needs, our perspective of our wants and needs and our desires, and feeling like, yes, we can cultivate the things that are important to us in life. Yes, we can motivate ourselves and have the drive and independence to cultivate these things. But sometimes it requires healing. Sometimes it requires accepting some things about ourselves, some wounds about ourselves, insecurities, doubts perhaps, and about our lives too. This conjunction was in Pisces, which is particularly about acceptance. And this is the type of acceptance that's about essentially being present and unconditionally accepting things for how they are, whether it's ourself, whether it's our life situation or whatever it is. So with that receptive approach, with that acceptance, I think it is very healing. And again, it's starting a new chapter. It's even starting a new cyclical energy with Mars and Pisces, suggesting that over the next almost couple months, it will be a really good energy to be seeing where that current is taking us, where life is taking us, in a sense that, yes, those personal needs of ours, we can still cultivate the things that are important to us, but perhaps with a bit more receptivity, right? Feeling the current of life, seeing where things are taking us, and using the current to cultivate those personal needs of ours. All right, so today, though, I think it is a refreshing day collectively from some healing, but again, taking it slow. It is a big picture cycle, 2.5 years. So starting some new healing perhaps today, some acceptance about things about ourselves, can certainly help us feel refreshed there. Now, in terms of where we're going for the rest of the week, Mars is going to be squaring up to Chiron. So this is a bit more of a challenging energy. Mars is, again, that immediate desire of ours. We want things now with Mars. With Saturn, that's the side of ourself that wants to make sure that things are in the long term, disciplined, that we're being patient and pragmatic and making sure that we're doing the responsible thing, right? So that's why this can be a challenging energy, simply because Mars wants things now, Saturn wants things later to make sure they're done right. So that's the sort of feeling with this. I think we're going to feel this more so tomorrow and going into the rest of the week. But if you are feeling a bit of blocked energy, maybe feeling like things are taking a bit of time, or you're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing, or just challenged perhaps, do bring some attention to that. Some awareness. And a good remedy with this too is seeing where you can challenge yourself towards the bigger picture. The dominant energy here, the more personal energy, is Mars. Mars is closer to our personality, in the sense that I think what's going to be strongest is the Mars feeling blocked, us feeling blocked about things taking more time than maybe we want them to. So the more open we are to the big picture, the more open we are to taking the responsible approach to things and the grounded approach, and realizing that this is, again, a much larger cycle with Saturn, also a 2.5-year cycle, but this one started back in late August. All right, so late August, if you can think back, if there's been anything personal that you did start that you knew would take time, that would take some patience and some hard work even. This is the first challenge with that this week, is putting in that work, not the suffering work. This is about exercising your muscles. This is about, yes, challenging yourself, just like working out. And it can be challenging. It can be uncomfortable, perhaps, in the immediate, connotation of it. But we are building resilience. We are building health. We are building things in a very grounded and long-lasting sense through that self-challenge, through that self-limitation, that responsibility. So that's a lot like what this transit is about. And again, probably more so later in the week, so I'll talk more about it then. But I do want to mention the fact that with Mars in Pisces, again, this is about having that receptive approach to things, and with Saturn seeing the bigger picture. All right, so today, though, I think the strongest energy will be this conjunction still with Chiron, still doing that healing, a new chapter with that, but being patient with the big picture. The moon is going to be squaring up to Mercury. So on a minor note, our feelings might be feeling a bit edgy or clunky, something like that. Mercury, just like Virgo, is all about the analytical stuff, the mind, squaring up to the feelings, right? So there can be a bit of clash with the mind and the feelings in that sense. The self-expression and the energy supportive, which is the disseminating phase I was talking about, but particularly with the mind. If you're feeling like is overthinking, or just feeling like it's hard to express your feelings or communicate your feelings, some good remedies with that would be to actually challenge yourself with that, to maybe write some things down. Write down how you feel. Do some journaling, right? Communicate your feelings, right? That could be a good way of working with it as well. So I don't think that's going to be a major thing, but, it is certainly in sphere. So anything to challenge yourself with, bringing more conscious attention to the feelings, to the mind, can be a good way of balancing out those energies. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. Definitely a shifting day going into the rest of the week. Mars squaring Saturn, I'll talk more about that. But yeah, big picture energy here. An important week too, about taking things nice and slow. All right, let's see what else. Yeah, just a recap here. The Sun in Sagittarius, still great to be focused on the big picture. And with the Moon in Virgo, all right, the theme of the day is pragmatism, detailed, all right, analyzing things, saying where we can improve ourselves, essentially, right, and how we respond to things, and give that perspective towards personal growth and personal development. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks again for all of your support, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.